Hello, 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 and namaste, my witchlings. How are we today? I'm here. Oh. One last thing to do. That's no shock. All right. Why is it? It shouldn't be frizzy. You know what we're gonna do? Stuff that in there. Zip that up. Is that the right one? I think it is. Yes. Okay, that'll work. All right. All right. We're gonna do this one. Hey, John. We are doing pretty good, other than the fact I have now tossed the earbud 3 times. I apologize if hearing that thunking on the desk was painful. Get in there. No talking, no talking, no talking. There we go. Got that. Got these. All right. Now, while we wait for everybody to get settled in, we are going to please be mindful of the energy you bring into my space, and you will be respectful in my chat, because if you are not, my mods and on will be finding you with the ban hammer.
Hasta la vista, baby.
All right. I feel like I have not slept in a week. I know I did. I've had actually 2 pretty good nights of sleep so far. But it is that time of year. And so, yeah, my body is entering full-on rebellion. There's that. Grab these. Make sure they're clean so I can see through them. That was one advantage. You have never been a nuisance, John. But one advantage to wearing my contacts was I never had to worry about, cleaning them before I put them on. Okay, I did, but I didn't. You know what I mean? I hope so. Okay, pop those there. That goes in here. I'm going to be poking at my earbud a little more today because I changed my jewelry out last night, and so we are adjusting to the earbud with a slightly larger earring in that piercing. I have the most amazing mods. I love them all. You guys are the absolute best. Take a quick sip of coffee and then we'll think about getting started here. I see that. Yep. Yeah. I know. I saw. It's going to be an interesting night. Oh, that's right. And Bitchin' Witch always freaking suppresses me. It's a thing. All right, y'all. We're actually going to somewhat get started here, so let's get moving. I'm going to scoop my butt in, fix the mic, and say, this way, this way. Scoochie, scoochie. I'm seeing that. All right, my witchlings. Today's reading reminds us that unmet needs... What the fluff? I forgot about that. All right. Monday 3.0. Today's reading reminds us that unmet needs and fiery tempers can ripple through our relationships, but awareness and compassion can calm the storm. The cards ask us to slow down, breathe, and persevere through frustration with gentle honesty. Namaste reminds us to pay attention to our posture, how we carry ourselves in body and heart, while self-compassion invites us to imagine a friend's loving kindness and share it inward. Today's moment of Zen drifts softly like snow falling into the sea, asking, what is the sound of a knock on the sky? Let's see what it all means. Hey, Mimi, I see you. All right. Namaste, my witchlings. Welcome, one and all, to Daily Divinations and Self-Care. This is where magic meets mindfulness, where we weave together the sacred spiral flow, honoring the day, listening to the cards, and caring for ourselves along the way. Welcome back, or if you are new here, hey, hi, and welcome. Each day, we flow with the sacred spiral. I'm Di, your favorite yoga witch and guide through this spiral. So let's dip into today's together. So go grab your favorite crystal. I am playing with a literally heart-shaped piece of quartz. Light your favorite candle or some incense. Cozy up with your coffee, tea, or whatever brew fills your mug. And let's step into today's spiral of wisdom and self-care together. Don't forget to do the whole like, share, and subscribe thing, because that keeps our Witchling circle growing and keeps our daily spiral turning, my friends. We light our candle today. Oh, crap. It's the 15th. Okay. We have a birthday today. All right, we have a birthday today. She is a high school classmate of mine who has become a really amazing woman. Sandra, I hope you have a wonderful birthday and happy birthday. As I light our flame, may our light be a beacon of hope in the darkness for those stumbling and lost along the way. I also hold our candle and our light for the survivors and victims of gun violence, remembering them in our circle. And with the lighting of our candle, our circle is closed, and we invite the ancestors to be with us here today. Hey, Alan, how are you doing today? Speaking of where that crystal came from, we are inviting the ancestors to be with us. Maybe he'll follow his rocks. All right, my lovelies. Oh, whoops, I forgot to edit my list of today's holidays. I just put them into the thingamajigger. So we have Global Cat Day. Before we go diving into the cards, let's go find out what holidays today is bringing us. We have Global Cat Day, we have World Food Day, we have Conflict Resolution Day, and we have Get to Know Your Customers Day with a special shout out to International Shakeout Day. All right, so Global Cat Day. I'm a cat owner. We couldn't skip this one, or a cat parent. I do not own him. He owns me. Every cat deserves compassion and care. Today we celebrate our feline familiars and the wild ones alike. Support local rescues, spay or neuter programs, or simply give your kitty an extra snuggle. Fuzzboat will be getting his today. It is World Food Day. Food is life, love, and connection. On World Food Day, honor the hands that feed you, farmers, bakers, and the earth herself. Choose gratitude with every bite, and remember, nourishment is sacred. Conflict Resolution Day. Peace begins with presence. On Conflict Resolution Day, breathe before you react, listen before you speak, and remember that understanding heals faster than anger. Let love lead the way. As a small business owner, it is Get to Know Your Customers Day. Connection is community. On Get to Know Your Customers Day, I want to celebrate you, my witchlings. Thank you so very much for sharing your hearts, your stories, and this sacred journey with me. You make the magic real. And then finally, we have International Shakeout Day. Today is a global earthquake drill and a reminder to stay grounded even when the world shakes. Know your safety plan, prep your space, and breathe deep. Magic starts with mindful preparedness. I need coffee today. All right. Aha. So, what are we up to today, my witchlings? Let's see. John told his tutor his tarot interest, so the tutor is planning to integrate tarot into the lesson plan. That is awesome. Alan likes cats, but had a mysterious experience and now fears them somehow. I can understand that. I can definitely understand that. Because they see the things that humans can't, and they'll sit there and stare into the upper, and it's always an upper corner of the wall, They'll just kind of sit there. So, who the hell? Yeah, as the man behind the curtain says, it's probably a spider singing. Speaking of spiders, Charlotte's Web was released today. I cannot remember how many years ago, and I'm not going to scroll through Time Hop to find out. Thank you, Hazel. So let's see, what else are we doing? Oh, it is a day. Fuzzbutt does it too. Yeah, the weather has turned here in the Northwest, and it has gone from being warm most of the time to being freaking cold. I am actually getting chilly sitting here in my office until I turn the lights on. Oh, shit. Until I turn the lights on, which reminds me. Give me a second. Oops, I forgot to turn that one on this morning, and I knew I was going to forget to turn it on when we went live. So yeah, one of those days. All right. So, are we all having a decent day here? It's chaos and craziness as usual. He asked me if I got all of my lights, and it wasn't until I looked at it in the camera and went, "Oh yeah, I forgot that light." If I forgot that I didn't turn it on because it's part of my normal morning routine, I'm going to say yes. Oh, according to my frame, it's 60 degrees outside here, but it was freaking cold AF when I took the doggos out. And poor Sergeant has an owie on his paw. He's not doing great. He needs some tender love and care. So, yeah, we're having fun. Oh, my God, but he is the happiest puppo right now. I have to give a shout out to a local business. I talked about him yesterday, but there is Pet Place Market in North Bend, Washington. And I have been in there a few times because I like the shop. I love shopping local. And poor Sarge, he is a 13, almost 14-year-old puppo. So crunching on kibble, which we call Snicky snacks, is not easy. So I was in town the other day, and I went into the pet store, and I'm like, this is what's going on. This is what we need. And they told me about the freeze-dried chunkies that I showed you guys yesterday. Well, they also have a frozen version of it that thaws really quickly. And so I'm talking to the gal, and I'm like, is there any chance I could get it delivered? And she's like, sure, no problem. So not only did she check with the manager to make sure they had what I wanted in stock, she made sure that I had both the freeze-dried and the frozen treatsies, or chunkies is what we're calling them, chunkies. She got me a poop bag dispenser because I need one on both boys' leashes. And then she did deliver. It was late last night, but you know what? Shit happens. They've been chaotic and crazy. But oh my God, she did deliver last night, and it was awesome. And then she ended up delivering it to the next door neighbor, but in her defense, it was dark, so... But we gave Sarge some of the frozen stuff last night, and that boy was so happy. Oh, my God. And then he just passed out into a food coma for like 2 hours. It was awesome. We shared a post all about it on the Fur Kids social media, so if you're following them, you can read Sarge's POV on that. It was great. So that was awesome. Oh, my happy little puppy, man. The other two are a little grumpy about it because, they can smell this really yummy stuff, but that is Sarge food only. Yeah. John says he survived the day without committing involuntary euthanasia. Yeah, not going to get very political here, but I'm just going to say that is exactly what our government wants to do right now to the homeless people in our country. We're not going to go there. Yeah, okay. A particular faux news host. This is something that gets me. Fox News Fox News. The full name of the network is Fox News Entertainment, and people forget that. And they also forget that Tucker Carlson got sued, and his defense was no person in their right mind would think I'm actually serious about this. And I'm like, anyway, moving on. Shall we move into what the cards are telling us today? I am ranty. All right, our very first card today. All right, let's see what the oracles are telling us today. Well, this oracle is saying someone has unmet needs. Okay, so we go, someone has unmet needs. Okay. We're getting used to the two versions here. There we go. All right, there we go. Now we have someone is unhappy. Oh, there we go. Haha. And finally, we have triggers. Okay. There we go. All right. Someone has unmet needs, and that emptiness is stirring discontent. Someone is unhappy. Their behaviors, shaped by longing, have become emotional triggers for the ones who care the most. This moment calls for compassion over reaction, reflection over blame. Healing begins when we honor what hurts instead of hiding from it. Ain't that the truth? And then, what's the tarot got to share? What does the tarot have to share with us today? We start with the Queen of Rods reversed. And she says your energy is spread thin and you have a rather fiery temper. Followed by Judgment reversed. Judgment reversed says poor judgment, disappointment, theft, divorce, and procrastination. And then last but not least, we have the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles says perseverance in the face of adversity, overcoming frustration related to work. Why did my brain glitch? All right, so these three cards together. The Queen of Rods reversed reveals that your energy is scattered, leaving your temper smoldering hotter than usual. Judgment reversed speaks of regret, poor choices, or misunderstandings that may have led to disappointment, even separation. Yet the Seven of Pentacles reminds you that perseverance is your quiet magic. Through patience and steady effort, you'll transform frustration into growth and renewal. And now, let's braid the Oracle and Tarot together, bringing their sacred voices into one sacred spiral message. So, what are they saying? Someone has unmet needs, and that emptiness has created unhappiness that echoes through their closest connections, sparking emotional triggers in those they love. The Queen of Rods reverse shows energy stretched thin, temper running hot, and patience is worn down. Judgment reversed adds a layer of regret, revealing that Poor choices or harsh words have brought disappointment or even separation. Yet the Seven of Pentacles shines with hope, reminding you that perseverance, reflection, and care will help transform this frustration into growth. Breathe, my witchling. Healing begins when awareness meets compassion, and both are already blooming within you. Our mantra for today's reading: I breathe compassion into the spaces where pain once lived. I release blame, honor my needs, and trust that healing grows through patience and love. My awareness is my magic, and today I choose peace over reaction. I did say mantra instead of affirmation. My brain is not here. What is with me? Okay, today's affirmation. Today's affirmation is: I breathe compassion into the spaces where pain once lived. I release blame, honor my needs, and trust that healing grows through patience and love. My awareness is my magic, and today I choose peace over reaction. Yeah, I know. Someone has unmet needs and someone is unhappy have been popping up pretty consistently for the last about 2 months. So, Oh, I was birthed by a red-haired woman, and I have that red-headed temper. I have worked so hard to learn to control it. An advert for an audiology job in the UK, and at the end it says, "We look forward to hearing from you." That is wonderful. I have an older brother who has hearing problems. He's worn hearing aids most of my life. And so I have been through more audiology appointments than I really want to think about. I used to love sitting in the booth. This was when the audiology booths were huge and had room for 2 people. I loved sitting in the booth with my brother, but I was told that I had to sit where he could not see me, and I could not react to the sounds at all. And the reason I had to sit where he couldn't see me is they did not trust little me to not react. I did a pretty damn good job 99% of the time. And I'm very grateful that my brother was an incredibly honest person, because if he saw me react on one of those rare times I did, but he didn't hear it, he didn't indicate that he heard it. He's a good guy. Smart guy, despite, being special needs. Developmentally disabled. That is a term he hates. Oh my gosh. Wow. Hey, Irish. I did see you come in. John heard about the job through the grapevine. I love it. I absolutely love it. What's Namaste sharing with us today? I hate this one. Pay attention to your posture. Do you slouch at a computer, at the dinner table after a long day, or sitting on the couch watching your favorite show? These are the perfect opportunities to practice your posture. Pay attention to your posture and make a concerted effort to straighten up, lift your chest, relax your shoulders, and lift your head slightly. Good posture improves oxygen flow through your body and strengthens your core, leaving you feeling revitalized and increasing your sense of power. This improved sense of well-being and strength will help reduce stress and tension. I hate it because my posture sucks. Oh, when I'm standing, my posture is fine. My posture just sucks when I'm sitting. I don't understand it. Self-compassion is a special delivery. Bring to mind someone who has enormous wells of compassion. Imagine them sending you love right now. Are they saying anything? What is the expression on their face? Exasperation. Oh, scoot those. Next, we move on to honor today's goddess. Oh. See, my brain. I know that we check in with the chat after that, and then we move to the goddess, but my brain just, nope. It's a day. It's a day. Yes. One of the other members of the motorcycle club we used to belong to, had a pin on his jacket. Or, no, I take it back. He had a patch that said Dilligaff. He was another veteran, and he did not. Loved him. He was an awesome guy. Yep, I'm going to end up connecting a different set of earbuds to the laptop for a while. Yep. Do I look like I give up? Yeah. Yeah. These? I didn't think we'd tried this set. Oh, yay. That's okay. This time, Dilligaff is Do I Look Like I Give a Fuh? There's another one. IDAGF. IDGAF. I don't give a. Yep. Anything AF. Yep. Hey, you're good. I didn't know what the fluff it meant myself the first time he said Dilligaff, because he will actually say Dilligaff to you. And I'm like, what the fluff does that mean? He's like, yeah, and that's that tone of voice too. I wish you guys could have heard that one. But yeah, and then once he explained it, I laughed. I really wanted to get my father a hat that said Dilligaff, because that was my daddy. Or you have a point there. I didn't think about it that way. I exist, thank you. He had stopped drinking by then. Bile reports? I'm guessing? I don't know. I know she hadn't. That was an interesting thing to learn. I have known since I was a young child that my dad was a recovering alcoholic. And my mom just didn't drink, according to what I was told. Come to find out within the last year and a half that the bitch was an active alcoholic most of my early childhood. Yeah. That kind of explains why all of our champagne at New Year's was always cut with, we We'd have that much champagne to that much 7-Up or Sprite. So, yeah. It also kind of explains my older brother. We're fairly certain he has FAS, fetal alcohol syndrome. And because of my dad, I've never been a big drinker. And now that I know that I come from 2 alcoholics, I don't drink. And I have been drunk once in my entire life. No desire to do that one again. So, yeah. Yeah, I was, as usual, hanging out on social media yesterday. Came across an Am I the Asshole type post, where this person has gone to, social time / happy hour events with, their coworkers. And one coworker in particular was pretty consistent about harassing this guy about, why don't you drink? Well, oh, come on, just have one beer with us. Come on. Just one drink. And he finally confronted the guy one more time. Well, why don't you drink? And the guy and the poster's like, because I'm an alcoholic, and the last time I had a drink, I got so drunk I wrapped my car around a tree and killed my best friend who was my passenger. I don't drink. And the guy's like, oh shit, I'm so sorry. I didn't know if I don't, I never would have pushed you. And the poster's like, I've been telling you, I don't drink. You pushed for the answer. And now the coworker has texted him like millions of times at this point, saying, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And the guy's friends are kind of 50-50 as to, dude, you're an asshole. You didn't have to get that, detailed with him. And the others are like, shit, fuck that. He kept asking, he kept pushing, he got what he fucking deserved. And my comment to that was, I am one of those people that I will give you the polite, easy out 3-4 times. You ignore it, and, bitch, ask me one more time, and I'm going to give you the goriest version of events, because I don't play that shit. You had the opportunity to stop. Someone else observed, well, he said if he had known, he never would have asked, which straight up tells you he wasn't going to stop asking until he knew why. So he deserved. Exactly, Hazel. That is what you get when you disrespect someone's very fucking reasonable boundaries. It's one of those things, and I share on social media every time I see it make the rounds, the meme that says, if you have a friend or a family member who is getting sober, respect their no. There is a fucking social media, there is a social media channel out there that does rage bait. And it's a mother, a daughter, the daughter's child, and the mother's son. So a mother, son, and daughter, and grandchild. The son has been, the son has been sober for years, and for the grandchild's birthday party, they did rum cake. Didn't tell the sober child, or the sober son, this. And then they thought it was funny when he freaked the fuck out. So, yeah, we respect boundaries. Sorry. So, basically what we're saying here is when someone says no, don't push for details. Simply respect it and move the fuck Fun. All right, my loves. That's the question of the day, Amy, because why were they doing a rum cake for a child's birthday? All right, so next, let's go on and honor our goddess of the day. All right. All right, next we honor today's goddess of the day, a divine presence to inspire, guide, and walk with us on today's spiral. Today's goddess is Gaia, the great Earth, mother of Greek tradition. She is the very ground beneath our feet, the fertile land that gives birth to all life. From the first moment of creation, she has stretched herself across the world, nurturing every living being and sustaining the cycles of growth, rest, and renewal. Her soil is sacred, her word unbreakable, and her presence reminds us that all promises rooted in truth are as enduring as the earth itself. Today, celebrate Gaia's generosity through gratitude and groundedness. Feast on the harvest, fruit, grain, and all the bounty of nature, and offer a prayer of thanks before your meal to Gaia. If you so wish, leave a token of barley, honey, or cake in a hole in the earth as an offering to the mother who feeds us all. To strengthen your own resolve, carry a pinch of soil in a small vial or pouch. When you feel your will falter, return a little to the ground and let Gaia renew your strength and devotion. It skipped something that I absolutely loved about Gaia. The Oracle of Delphi, which we are all familiar with being oracles of Apollo. She was originally an oracle of Gaia. Mucho mejor. Mucho mejor. All right, my loves. Finally, we close our divination and our show here with a moment of Zen, a teaching from the Little Book of Zen to carry into your day. We have a couple of Zen sayings today. All right. Our saying number 1. A heavy snowfall disappears into the sea. What silence. And then, knock on the sky and listen to the sound. I like it, I like it, I like it. Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. And that, my loves, is our moment of Zen for the day. I love the snow. That first snowfall of the year is always so awesome. Yeah, I don't like the silence so much. Because tinnitus is a thing here. But yeah, my favorite thing, it has become my favorite thing in the last 6-7 years, is the first snowfall where there's enough snow for it to be worth it. So, you know, more than a dusting. Luna and I go out for a walk in the snow. And it's just, it's so much fun. And now, my loves, let's get ready to wrap up and close, open our circle. It has not snowed here yet. I didn't know that. All right, my loves. See if I can do this without dumping the candle. There it is. Yay. Here we go. All right, my witchlings, let's wrap up for the day. As we extinguish our candle, it opens our circle and we extend our eternal gratitude to the ancestors who did choose to join us today. All right. And that, my loves, is that. Breathe. I'm not breathing well. Now, my darlings, my witchlings, my loves, before we go, I want just to remind you of one little bitty thing here. This channel, this community is supported entirely by the Witchling community. I have no corporate sponsors here, just magic and love. You can find ways to support me, however, at this link here or that link there, depending on which version you're watching, at the link tree, which is linktree/Die the Yoga Witch. I think I'm oxygen hungry. So, now my loves, my witchlings, my dears. Go out and spread love, spread joy, and spread kindness because there's already enough darkness and hate. Let's please try to be beacons of hope and light for those lost in the dark. Tell your loved ones, whether they walk on two legs, fly with wings, curl up with fur, glide on scales, or tiptoe on paws and claws, that they are absolutely precious to you. Moments slip away faster than we expect, and those last goodbyes often come far too soon. And my witchlings, always, always, always remember that you are loved, you are wanted, you are needed, and your purpose is real, even if you have not discovered it yet. I love you all to bits, my witchlings. Namaste, witchlings. And then, rawr. Ow. Okay. Okay. Hey, this is cool to look at. All right, now join the Covenant Patreon for exclusive rituals, behind-the-scenes content, bonus blogs, early access to my classes, and our private Discord server. Tiers start at $1 a month at patreon.com/Die the Yoga Witch. Would you like to buy your favorite Gen X witch a cup of coffee? Please, please, please do this. You can fuel my caffeine habit and get access to exclusive content at buymeacoffee.com/die.theyogawitch. All links are available in the description and on my link tree, which again is here and there. Would you like some personalized guidance, or maybe a one-on-one yoga or coaching session? Hey, you can book a one-on-one or a workshop or explore rituals and services that I provide at yogawithdylin.com. As an ordained minister, I also offer blessing, ceremony, and custom rituals for all life's milestones, and you can find out all about that at dietheyogawitch.com. And then I need to drink coffee. Our schedule: Monday through Friday, Daily Divination and Self-Care here at 1:30 p.m. Pacific Time. Sundays, 1:30 p.m., we have Coffee and Cues with Die the Yoga Witch. Tuesdays at 4:30 p.m. Pacific Time, it's Bitch and Witch, where I get to rant and rave. Bitch and Witch podcast, correction. Thursday nights, we have the Yoga Witch's Cauldron, which is Die the Yoga Witch podcast, again at 4:30 p.m. Friday nights, 8:30 p.m., I do Friday night guided meditation and yoga nidra asana. All right. on a medium. I love it. All right, pop that. John's a medium. I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh. There we go. Ha. Oh, man almighty. I am still working on learning the new... Not routine. Not... Well, script is but isn't, but the new layout, the new formula. That's the word I'm looking for. Yeah. I don't know. And I'm having problems with my glasses. Not these so much, and I'm surprised. But these are making my nose hurt. And it's... Oh, I know. I know. Okay, well, today is Wednesday? Thursday? Wednesday, because D&D's today. Oh my god, how is it only Wednesday? It feels like it's like Friday already, but it's not. Where... And I don't know where my brain is. I'm out of it beyond belief today, and it's driving us both insane. There's a part of me that thinks that's a really awesome thing, and a part of me that is utterly terrified by that. Hazel does butter in coffee. I can't do that one. My mother-in-law and sister-in-law tried to get me to do coconut oil in my coffee. And I'm like, I don't like the taste of coconut. And they're like, oh, no, you can't taste it. Take a sip. I gagged. Yeah, mountains are, I cannot do. I can do pina colada flavor because it's not, it's a weird coconut flavor. And I love pineapple, but... Coconut, no. Love the smell of it. Hell, I used to use coconut oil to take my makeup off at night. Ah, that actually sounds kind of good. I can't do keto, though. Yeah. His coffee is... give me a second. I do 12 ounces of coffee... 10. He does 8 ounces of coffee with about an ounce-ish of chocolate milk. If he's feeling extra spicy, he does 2 ounces of chocolate milk in his coffee. And that's the sum total of his sugar for the day. Yeah. Yeah. He does like 5 or 6. He does like 5 or 6 cups of coffee a day with that chocolate milk in it, and that is his sugar. That's all the sugar he consumes most days. Whereas me, I'm still consuming sugar like there's no tomorrow. 'Cause sugar is a fucking drug. Boom, boom, boom. Clicky, dismiss. Clicky, dismiss. There we go. See, I can't do the keto diet. The only thing I have found so far that really helped me, it was the Ozempic didn't help. The Ozempic, the first 4 weeks of the Ozempic, I did great, and then I bumped the dose up, and it stopped working as well. The Wegovy helped immensely. See, Hazel, I eat a lot of salt because I have POTS. And my doctor and I joke that there is no such thing as too much salt for someone with POTS. Postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. And it's just, it's crazy. And he has yet to figure out that one of the aspects of my neurospice is pervasive demand avoidance. So when you comment on something I'm doing, I'm going to either do the polar opposite of what you want me to do, Or just, yeah. And he doesn't understand this. Yes. Seafood, I eat it. He's stuck on the amount of sugar I consume. And he is hypersensitive right now because his meds are wonky again. And I'm trying to do everything I can here to make life easier and simpler and more peaceful and calm, and it's not working. No matter what I do. So I'm frustrated. I forgot to get anything to talk about today, too. And doesn't matter what I do, I don't do it right. I'm so frustrated with my brain and all of that shit. So apparently, Steve Irwin's son is doing Dancing with the Stars this year. His sister did it a few years back and apparently did exceptionally well. I think she won. But yeah, oof. Bum, 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 bum. The Mariners are like 2 steps away from, they're like 4 games away from the World Series. They've never made it to the World Series. Beber and comer. Yes, necesita beber. I know, Hazel. It's just it's really stressful because we're also coming into that time of year when I fight the seasonal depression, and it's great. I would love to learn tarot and Espanol. That would be so much fun. I need to get my Spanish back to what it was when I was in high school, honestly. And I haven't. And, yeah, part of that is there have been people in my life who did not speak a foreign language and would get very irritable over my children and I speaking foreign languages in front of them, despite the fact that in our state, kids are required to take, I believe, 2 years of a foreign language to graduate high school. And one of my kids was in a Spanish immersion program. So where, my sister was Mexican, and so my child was in the Spanish immersion program. I learned Spanish out of self-defense in high school. We were semi-fluent, right? And then these people came into our lives, and yeah, we have all lost most of the Spanish we had, which makes me so freaking mad. Oh, hey, there we go. But hey, what do I know, right? Oh my God, it's so weird. So I swapped out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of my piercings yesterday. And this is now a butterfly instead of the capture bead that it was, so it's heavier. And I move my head and it moves more, and I'm like, what the oh yeah. And then I swapped this out from the hoop to back to the bar. Yes, I was catching it on everything, partly because it was not healed yet. I discovered last night when I took the dogs out that I didn't catch it on my huge hoodie, so here's hope. Oh, that is cool, John. Or, well, he probably did, just nobody was brave enough to say it. I can't wait to get started making my own tarot deck. Oh, join the club, Mimi. Oh, depression sucks. It genuinely does. I have fought depression, God, since I was about 12, 13 years old. And it waxes and wanes, but it's always there. And I can't do antidepressants because they don't react well with me anymore. So, yeah, that's fun. I'm going to guess that the man behind the curtain and Amy are tied at number 1, or that comment from him took it from her. Ugh. But I don't want to know. I don't understand the whole freaking thingamajigger with the rankings and stuff yet, so. And it's also that time of year when I'm getting that freaking cough that I just cannot get rid of. Ha, yep. That makes sense. I don't know. Oh, it's 2:30. How is it 2? Oh, yeah. Oh. Depression is evil. It is horrible. I would not wish it on my worst enemy. Especially that depression that whispers in your ear nonstop that you're just no good. That will be cool. Oh my God. So, the wedding that we went to in July, the little brother's wedding. The groom's older brother, also has fetal alcohol syndrome. And, oh my God. I have never heard him speak anything but English. Did not realize he could speak another language. But his girlfriend, it does not speak a whole lot of English. And we're at the wedding, and he just starts rattling at his girlfriend in rapid fire Spanish. And I'm like, when the fuck did you get fluent in Spanish? Didn't ask him this, because, it would not have been not appropriate. And I'm just like, that is so cool. I love it. So, yeah, I'm so happy. I can see him doing tarot in Spanish, though. Although I think girlfriend is very strict Roman Catholic, like so many Mexicans. Do not take that as me saying it's a bad thing. I'm just like, the number of Roman Catholic Mexicans I have known. It's like Italians. Or Irish. It's like they don't realize that there is any other flavor of Christianity out there. And it just kind of, for me, having grown up the way I did, it's just mind-boggling. But then it also explained why, in the town that I graduated high school from, you were either Roman Catholic or Russian Orthodox. And I just, see, John, a teacher punishing people for making mistakes just does not, it doesn't work. Shame is not a corrector. You cannot shame someone into behaving or learning differently. And I just, so many teachers don't get that one either. The Munchkins French teacher. Yep, that train of thought just imploded, so forget it. What am I doing? I have no idea what I was just going to do. Yep. Oh. What did? Yeah. Yeah. So the man behind the curtain got something that was blocked, and his comment was, if you beat someone enough, they're never going to do it again, right? Yeah, or they'll never make that mistake or never do it wrong again. Yeah. See, that's the only way we can really learn is, keep trying, keep practicing. And the one that would get me, and this would be when I was practicing my instrument, my incubator would rage at me if I made a mistake while playing, because she would say, well, if you're practicing it wrong, you're going to perform it wrong, and you keep making the same mistake every time. I'm like, yeah, well, I'm trying to figure out how to not make that mistake. Well, all you're doing is beating it into your head. Go away and let me practice. And I don't understand. See, and this is my parenting philosophy. I did not punish my children. I discipline my children. Have a good one, Hazel, if you're taking off. I disciplined my children. Now, the root word of discipline is disciple. A disciple is someone who learns. Hence, the 12 disciples of Christ. Not that anybody pays attention to that anymore either. So I tried to be, okay, discipline is steady. Thank you, my love. I tried to gentle parent, truly gentle parent, not permissive parent, which is what everybody thinks gentle parenting is. Gentle parent. I tried to explain to my children why what they were doing was inappropriate and gave age-appropriate consequences, and there were consequences. I just didn't believe in beating my children into submission. I wanted my children to behave because they knew what was expected, not because they feared consequences of acting out. And I got overridden constantly by this because everybody around me is like, oh no, they need discipline. No, I am disciplining. You want to punish them. And all punishment is it makes the person handing out the punishment feel powerful. What does it do to the person being punished? It teaches them that when you are bigger and stronger, you can beat the shit out of somebody who does something you don't like. Is that how you want your family to grow up and behave? No? Then let's do it a different way. Because the reason we as parents were doing this to our children is because that's how we grew up, and we made the decision when we were kids and getting our asses beat. When I'm a parent, it's gonna be my turn to be, the one wielding the whip. And I hated it. Good job, John. That's what we want. We want you to figure out, okay, I flubbed, so can I try again and see if I can do better? If you are whipped within an inch of your life when you make a minor mistake, you're just going to grow up being terrified of making any kind of mistakes. And no, I don't like that. I know what I was doing now. Yay, my brain came back. But yeah, see, Amy, there is that, but in today's society, Ah! In today's society, there is no excuse for not knowing any other way or not knowing better. Because there are books out there. Oh, I can't afford to buy books. That's what the public library is for. There are so many parenting classes and parenting lessons on the internet. You can watch free parenting lessons on fucking TikTok, YouTube, all of it. There are a couple of TikTokers I follow that are specifically for moms who grew up with toxic moms. And it walks us through, this is how your mom reacted. This is how you needed her to react. And it's just, yep. Oh, so remember me telling you about the fact that I went to ninth grade with Hannah Montana's older brother. He is the one who taught me what a certain phrase in Spanish meant. And a few months later, I was at the county fair, and a Hispanic guy, we were waiting for the shuttle to the gate, and this Hispanic man next to me dropped half of the phrase I had been taught, and I just, oh, he was right, was my train of thought. But I looked slightly shocked, and the guy looked at me and he went, you understood that? And I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, it's okay. I'm not upset by it. I'm just, the person who told me what it meant, I didn't believe him. He's like, oh, okay. Yeah. Yes, I did. Oh my God. I thought you knew that one, kiddo. Yes. I went to ninth grade with Jason Earls. Really nice guy. He really was. How are you doing, kid? He was. Huh? Uh-huh. D-Man. Having to tell your uncle who you are. Son of a sea biscuit. Ah. Be safe. Be smart. Don't let your mom catch you. Yep. Love you, kiddo. Eugene. D-Man. Okay. Yup. Well, it doesn't help that his profile picture isn't the one you're used to. But yeah, there we go. All right. Yeah. Yeah, news here too. So, oh God. I keep getting distracted. Are we shocked? I'm not shocked. But yeah, Spanish is such a fun language. Although the similarities of all of the Romance languages just blows me away. And I'm sure that part of the reason I still understand as much French as I do is I knew Spanish. Italian shares a lot of similar words. And my darling ex-husband, when he was stationed over in Italy, he said that he and his classmates tried to convince their Italian instructor to teach them how to say the phrase, pick a fucking lane, asshole. Because apparently Italians don't know how to drive well, and they like to take their half out of the middle. So they're begging their teacher, please teach us how to say this, and the teacher's like, nope, we're not going there. We're not gonna do that one. No. They were all rather disappointed. Ended up being a good thing though. But yeah. Oh, Sergeant got out. What? Oh, Jane just got home. Oh, that is so awesome. I love that he does that. See, if you can manage to connect something that you do well to something that you're trying to learn and not necessarily doing that well at, it makes life so much easier. Hey, Mike, how are you doing today? I'm doing pretty good. Trying to reorganize a couple of things here on my desk because I'm thinking something is missing. There we go. That's what's missing. It's pretty. I'm going to probably be rearranging the crystals on my desk yet again in the next couple of days. Just because I can and I need to. But yeah, my YouTuber person, Daniela, Knitting Cult Lady, she said that one of the reasons she cannot gauge how long it takes to get good at knitting, wow, to learn how to knit well, is because she is really good with languages, and her mind sees knitting as just another language, and so she just does it. She showed us an example of her daughter's knitting. They're in the process of inventing knitting needle swords. I said it right. I didn't say swords. Anyway, they are creating knitting needle swords, and the prototypes came in. Daughter came and yoinked them and went and knit with them. Had a little block about this big, and it was freaking perfect. The stitches were nice and even and perfect, and just, oh, I was so jealous of it. And she's like, now see, this is why I can't explain, because this is about 10 minutes of knitting, and she never practices. I'm jealous. I can't get my stitches to look that nice when I'm knitting. The moon. Okay, so Mike Stevens is in the other chat. Yeah, I know. He's asking what the moon means. I need to look up the moon and I will retranslate, but I want to say it's something to do with relationships. But so many of the freaking major arcana are. Okay, so upright, it's your subconscious is affecting your conscious actions and causing some emotional disturbances. You're potentially dealing with some insecurity, some slander, probably stemming or some insecurity stemming from that slander that's coming from some false friends. So yeah, it's a whole lot of bullshit. That's upright. And reversed, and disillusionment. And reversed, you are potentially self-medicating as an attempt to escape, and you are dealing with a rather untrustworthy person, or you have become the untrustworthy person due to the self-medication aspect. Man, not like I know anybody who that applies. In Insta? Oh, yeah. If you are interested in astrology, Hestia's Muse, hestiasmuse.com, and she is Hestia's Muse all over social media. The man behind the curtain tends to have her either Patreon or YouTube easily at hand. She is a friend of mine, and this witch knows her astrology. She is really good at it. One of these days we will actually manage to sit down and do our barter of she teaches me astrology, I teach her yoga. John is a songwriter about sewing machines, so therefore he is a singer. He is a singer-songwriter. Singer sewing machines. Yep. Singer-songwriter, so it seems, and SEW. For her Patreon, John? Yeah, and SEAMs for seems. Do you want her Patreon link or her website link. There we go. Also, that is her YouTube. Also, John, are you on my Patreon? The Die the Yoga Witch Patreon? She is connected. She is connected on my Patreon. You can find hers from mine. Because Liliana is an amazing lady. Awesome. Also, John, this is aimed at you. If you do join the Spiritual Professionals Association, she is the head witch in charge right now. She just got married. She hasn't made videos on YouTube in a long ass time. She focuses on her Patreon and her social media and her website. Yeah. God, that would have been right after the wait. Oh God, she got married at the end of June. So yeah. But she also is a spoonie. She deals. Yep. No, just swap out what earbuds I use. She deals with chronic illnesses, and she was just getting over the flu the last time I talked to her. So please be patient with her. All right. But yes, I absolutely love her. She is so sweet. Yes. I was playing with it. No, I was playing with it. You didn't do it this time. Where's the shit that... There's usually something else sitting over there, and right at the second, I can't remember what the fuck it is. We're doing great. Hate my brain. I moved some stuff around. And I know I usually have something else that sits right here by my desk, and now I can't figure out what I usually have sitting there. No, that usually sits on the laptop. I don't know. It's one of those days. Yeah, I know. You know, you are absolutely correct, John. Most of the people I have met in the witchy communities are far, far more open-minded, compassionate, and caring than 95% of the people I know that go to church. There are a few people who go to church who are actual Christians. Now, let's do some semantics here. Let's break down the word Christian. What does the word Christian mean? Well, Christian means to be Christ-like. How many Christians right now are actually being Christ-like? How many Christians do you know that are actually following the teachings of their good book? That which you do for the least of them, you do for me. And then there's another one that is definitely reminiscent of what's going on in Portland, Oregon right now, and it makes me cackle. And yes, I chose the word cackle deliberately. I gotta scroll. Oh, she sent it to me on Messenger, not Discord. It says Exodus verse 8. Or Exodus book 8, verses 2 through 6. But if you refuse to let them, I will plague your whole country with frogs. The frogs shall come up on you and on your people and on all your officials. Portland has me so happy right now. Because, yes. But there are so... No shit. Okay, so Mike is down in the other chat here and says he never thought he'd see the day where a man of God would be considered Charlie Kirk. I can't believe that it took me until yesterday or the day before to realize that Charlie Kirk is the prove me wrong table dude, but we're not going to go there. But there are a few people out there who do truly embody the, Christ spirit and follow what the good book taught them. Yes. Oh, dear God, save me from your good people. Yes. Really? I'll have to look at it again. But, yeah. But that is what he did. Oh, no, I honestly thought that was him in the meme. But that's what he was doing. He actually did that. Yeah. So John is saying he's unusual in his area being a Catholic tarot reader. Thank you, Amy. Hey, Mike, there are people, and I just saw this today. So remember, I am in the Pacific Northwest. I am Seattle adjacent. So we are very much cheering on the Mariners right now because they are the closest they have been to the World Series in a very long time. And they might actually end up, oh, seriously? Oh, that's hilarious. And the chances are they're going to end up playing against the Brewers, who have also never been. And a bunch of people are saying that what we need is the Mariners, caught myself, the Mariners going to the World Series and winning to fix the fucked up timeline that we jumped to when the fucking Cubbies won back in 2016. I can't argue. Because if you think about it, that is kind of when this shit all started. Was when the fucking Cubs won the World Series. Then we elected the fascist Cheeto the first time, and he took office and all of that shit kit and caboodle happened. And now we're here. And I'm like, wow. At least the leaves are getting raked. I think the Nasty Guard has finally managed to make their way out of DC. Those poor National Guardsmen doing fucking landscaping in DC because there's nothing for them to do because, oh my God, it's so dangerous. Yeah. You're not wrong. But I love the fact. Yes. Exactly, Mike. Where the fluff were they on January 6th? Yes, I agree with that too, Amy. And they do not get paid enough as National Guardsmen to do that shit. But you know what? Portland has it right, though. Because while the Nasty Guard in Portland is actually just having to stand around and not do much, Portland has decided to turn it into an inflatable disco in the parking lot. They are doing a fucking dance party in the parking lot across the street or in the parking lot of the building. I've heard both. And just, it's great. I love Portland because, the fascist Cheeto is sending the troops in wanting the city and the residents of the city are getting that he wants them to fucking react violently and fight back. So Portland's like, yeah, fuck that shit. We're just going to do a dance party and annoy the hell out of you. We're not going to get violent. Portland is not a violent city. So, but we know in our heart of hearts that he is doing this so that he can get the civilians to react. So he can't declare martial law. He might be able to pull the Insurrection Act, but not likely. But he is trying to agitate things and cause violence, and it's not happening. And Portland is just, I love it. Y'all want to know part of why I'm as weird as I am? I lived in the Portland metro area from the time we moved July-ish of 88. The second week of September of 98 or of 88, we moved from this little bitty red town in Southern Oregon to the Portland metro area. We bounced around the Portland metro area until I was 13. No, they don't get this news in the UK. That is one of the reasons I am loving the fact that he watches us. So we bounced around the Portland area for about 5 years. And that's why I am as weird as I am, not to mention the fact that I am a Jackson by birth. And then... Oh, Micah, I'm so sorry for that one. Wow. I have had friends like that. Actually, one who will not be named, but we are no longer friends, who has straight up done some shit and turned around and said, I was the one that actually did it. And I'm like, no, I watched you do it. But because this was back before everybody had a smartphone, there is no, video evidence of them doing it. Yeah. And then, my brothers. My brothers would deliberately start shit and then blame me for it, and I would get in trouble. How I got in trouble for some of this shit, I do not know, because I will remind you, I am 8, 10, and 12 years younger than them, and some of the things that they were blaming me for, there was no way in hell that, an 8-year-old came up with this idea. Yeah, crown controlled. I did not ask for your opinion. Yeah, I know. Hi. You don't say. I always look over here to make sure I'm not running over puppy paws. Come here. Come here. Come on. Go get you. Diggle. I got the baby. I got the baby. Oh, dear Lord. Yeah, we're not going to go into discussing what just happened with CBS. I am so furious about what happened to CBS. Oh, my God. It is going to take us decades to recover from this. And Yep. A trans person I know, used to regularly, when things didn't go right, blame it on their dead persona. It was great. I don't know how to explain that without outing the person. But yeah, it was amazing. You're a good kitty. Oh, you my good boy. You are. Yep. So we get to go have fun, Friday. At times, John. Yes, they just... So CBS has been CBS has been a bastion of news since its inception. And they just sold it to essentially a billionaire bought it and then put essentially a right-wing wingnut in charge. I am so not surprised you can hear him purring. In charge of the news department. I need to let you guys know, and I will remind you again tomorrow, we are going to be going live insanely early Friday. About a half hour, 45 minutes early, which to me is insanely early. Because we are finally going to be able to get down to DOL and renew the poor man behind the curtain's ID. It's been one of those years. It expired in May, and we have been waiting. We had to, because, the whole freaking... Yep, Raven, you're right. But because of the fact we had the whole real ID thing, deadline coming up, we could not get an appointment at all, anywhere. Amy knows this, because Amy's renewed her license recently. So, yeah, we are finally getting in to get that taken care of. But because of the fact it's going to happen at about, Murgert. But because of the fact the appointment is about the time that we normally get done with this, yeah. Would have been nice, but no, almost 2 weeks later. Mid-May. Sweetheart, you have one claw in the inside of my thigh and one claw in the outside of my thigh. Can you release them both, please? And thank you. Okay. But yeah, this whole freaking... Okay. This whole freaking, Real ID thing and the CBS shit. Just, there's so much chaos going on out here right now that... Yeah. That's what I said, babe. You go good, kitty. He go purr. It's not related, but it's just yet another frustration. They put a right-wing wing nut in charge of 60 Minutes. I have no words. Use the forks, John. I think he's getting his. I am going to get mine soon. Probably, yeah, and I'm not sure when. I think mine doesn't expire in like 2 more years. My favorite thing is I'm out of spoons, so fork off. Yup. You can just see his little face in the corner. Use the fork, John. Use the fork. Oh, there's a baby in my lap. Him's is purring. Oh, doom. Oh, there's the kitty baby. Look at her. Look at the happy kitty. And there's a Tookers hiding behind me. Yep. I need to figure out how to get him to sleep in that corner of the room. But yeah. Yeah, you have to have a real ID to fly right now. Thankfully, we do not have plans to fly anywhere anytime soon. But yeah. Man. That time of year, or time of day. Man, you know, they want, well, no, because that wouldn't work. The reason they want you to have your real ID is they want proof of citizenship. And I'm like, I wish my VA ID would work. But then I remember, no, it wouldn't. Because I had a Canadian guy that went to A school with me. Dude, the brouhaha going on over Bad Bunny playing the Super Bowl. Oh my God, it's hilarious. So the current debate, the current conversation is that he needs to do Lee Greenwood's God Bless the USA. But he needs to do it in Spanish. And people are like, no. That doesn't work. You know what would be really freaking awesome? If he sang Born in the USA and a bunch of people are like, oh yeah, Springsteen would give him permission for giving rights for that. And then there's an equal number of people going, hell no. If he were to go to Springsteen and ask for that and tell him why, he'd show up on stage with him. And sing it in Spanish with him. It would be awesome. I am so freaking irritated and frustrated by these people who are going off on the fact that, well, he refuses to speak English. I'm like, I just saw him on Colbert the other night, and he conducted the entire interview in English. And then, well, he hosted SNL the other night. He dropped like 2 sentences in Spanish, and the rest of the night it was entirely in English. I am not, you know what? I will get back to you, Lucid. So, he has ordered that the military be paid through the shutdown, but I am going to touch base with my girlfriend, who is a military spouse, and she will know. Yep. Yeah. And if they're going to get the back pay that they were promised for, the 2 weeks that they didn't. No. Hold on. Yeah, it is 2 weeks behind. So yes, they would be, no, this is the 15th of the month. Today, they would be being paid for the first 2 weeks of the month of October because it's the 15th. Then, come the 1st of November, they will be paid for the rest of October. I want to know where the fuck they're going to deport him to because he is an American citizen. Yep, there are military personnel who are lining up at the food banks. When you stop and realize that 90% of our enlisted personnel, not the officers, cannot speak for the officers, but the 95% of our enlisted personnel qualify for SNAP and WIC. The fact that there is a WIC office in the basement of the Naval Hospital San Diego should scream at people. It should. The WIC office that I used was in the basement of the same hospital I delivered those 3 children at. And a lot of times the nurses on the 3rd floor will tell you that they'll be like, okay, so what rank is your sponsor? Okay, you're enlisted. You're probably going to want to, as soon as you're out of here, go down to the basement, find the WIC office, and sign up for WIC. It will pay for milk, cheese, cereal, peanut butter, and I think eggs, but I don't remember. It's been a while. But yeah. It would be nice if we did. I live below the poverty line right now because we rely on my VA benefits and his Social Security disability. I am currently without a car. We are struggling to figure out how we are going to feed the humans in the house and the furry children because I am not going to rehome my fur children just because I can't afford to feed them right now. I have a pet who very desperately needs a trip to the vet this week. No idea how I'm going to afford to pay for that. But yeah. If it doesn't move, it's a tumor. Yes. But yeah, we were promised when we signed on that line that we would be taken care of for the rest of our lives once our 214 was signed. I've had to fight for every little bit of assistance I've gotten. And I should be sitting at 100% service connected. I'm not. It doesn't happen. And then you've got the people that, well, you knew what you were signing up for when you signed up for the military. You knew what you were getting into. Yeah. I signed up based on promises that were made, that I would get my GI Bill, that I would get my education while I was active duty, that I would get all of my benefits once I came home. My GI Bill, because I did not make it a full year in the service, much less fulfill my entire contract, I get $7 a month. For every month that I was in. $7 of Montgomery GI Bill funds for each month I was on active duty. I served 10 months. So I have $70 of GI Bill funds. What the fuck is that going to pay for if I go to college? Oh, wait, it'll pay for one book if I'm lucky. And that would be a used one. And then, my cat and I were talking last night that, we my generation, Gen X, the boomers pushed us constantly. Go to college, go to college, go to college. You'll get a good paying job. The only way you're going to get a good paying job and be able to survive is if you go to college and get a career and do that, do it, do it, do it. So we were pushed constantly to go to college. Our millennial siblings, who also mostly had, boomer parents, were pushed, go to college, go to college, go to college, go to college. And now we have, for the last 35 years, 40 years at least, pushed all of the kids in high school onto the college track. So we are now severely deficient in carpenters, manufacturers, plumbers, cabinet makers, all of the trades, barbers, all of that shit. And then you get these people who look down at people like me. I worked retail. Okay? I have done retail. I have done food service. And I got sneered at by people with college degrees because I didn't have a college degree and I chose to go do this menial labor. So I figure we are talking about the fact that we need a general strike in this country, right? Do you know what's going to bring this country to a grinding halt and cripple it to its knees the fastest? If anyone who has any chance of being union, if anyone who has any opportunity to join a union decides to walk out for just 1 week, that takes out teachers, garbage men, waste management, medical personnel. If every... Oh, yes, striking in support of another union is. I'm not saying that they need to strike in support of each other. I'm saying that they all need to independently decide to go on strike, because all of everything that is union, grocery workers, teachers, if they decide to go on strike, our country stops functioning. Yes, waste management was on strike a couple of months ago. Teachers have gone on strike. We have the same issue, John, because we have, ever since the government figured out just how strong and how powerful unions are, they have been doing everything in their power to, destroy the unions, basically since the 80s. And, yeah. I did. Oh God, that is true. As the man behind the curtain says, everybody is looking back to the great 80s when fucking Reagan was in charge, right? And that Reagan was this bastion of perfection, and he was the start of all of the shit we're dealing with now. Yeah. Yes, how could people believe that illegal immigrants get health care? Reagan was the one who signed the bill into effect that if you set foot in a hospital, you will be treated no matter your citizenship status or your ability to pay. But the thing is, what a lot of people do not understand is if you are undocumented, you do not receive WIC, you do not receive SNAP, you do not receive Medicaid, you do not receive any government benefits, because to receive government benefits, you have to have legal status and paperwork showing that you are a legal resident. So... And then there's the illegals are coming in and stealing our jobs, but yet they're all sitting and sucking up welfare. How are they doing both? That's true. Oh my God, we are going to have one hell of a winter this year because so many crops rotted on the vine or the tree or whatever, because all of the people who were doing that work, the people who were doing the back-breaking work of harvesting those crops, aren't there anymore. Your timing is impeccable, child. Nope, they can't do it for... Okay, sorry, before I respond to him. rumor is he's going to try to get prisoners to do it, or RFKs, or the detainees that he's disappeared, or RFKs, farm workers, the autistic people, and the disabled, and he wants to try to get them to do it for free. But the thing is, well, he doesn't care about the fact that it's illegal as fuck. He'll do it anyway. But yeah, I am terrified of the frickin'... Can you be patient for 5 minutes? Thank you. Sorry. Somebody's yelling at me. To get them to do it for free, even prisoners have to be paid. They have to be paid. It's like they have to be paid like at least 25 cents an hour. But yes. Exactly. Why did we bail out Argentina? We got jack shit from Argentina. But no. I see a couple of new names, so I just want to let you guys know. I am a service-connected disabled veteran. I am the daughter and granddaughter of veterans. Sister, ex-wife, we won't go there. Let's just say my connections to the military are strong. I am an extremely patriotic person. I am also a liberal who owns a gun. I am a mom. I am not Christian. I am not straight, as you can see by this. So I know what I'm talking about most of the time here. See, that doesn't surprise me any, Amy. Amy says California had the opportunity to close the loophole that allowed slavery as punishment for a crime, and they voted against it. I would expect that out of Texas. But everybody is cheering Gavin Newsom right now and how awesome he is for the trolling he's doing of Trump. He is not really any better than Trump. I will be honest with you. Again, I am a registered Democrat. I am a liberal. I'm about as liberal as it gets. Please, can we put Arnold Schwarzenegger back in charge of California? It was doing so much better. Oh, trust me, you really don't want to piss me off to the point I start raging. Because, well, that brings rage out. And she is a homicidal maniac. She is the one who decided that my poor child, their source code was bad. Therefore, they needed to be deleted and reprogrammed. Took us a while to convince her that didn't work. My poor kid. Yes, he was the governator. Yep, Louisiana is doing the fucking gerrymandering thing. Gerrymandering? No, not gerrymandering. Yeah, gerrymandering. Yeah. So, California did the gerrymandering, but they gerrymandered so that they could get more blue and less red. Most of the Bible Belt is gerrymandered within an inch of its life to, basically make sure the black voices are heard as little as humanly possible. Yeah, it's insanity. And I hate the fact that some people I love live in red states. See, my knowledge was Macho Man, or no, that's Randy Savage. Jesse Ventura was a pretty decent governor. We're into politics, Hazel. Sort of. I'm dancing around politics. I don't really want to get too much into the fascist cheetah right now, but I'm really annoyed. Right now here in our area, yep. In our area, we had military choppers flying over last night to the point I was getting slightly unnerved. Man behind the curtain was like, yeah, they're doing military training at the fire academy. And I have yet to mention this to him, but I remembered, yeah, we discussed the fact that they were doing some training exercises at the fire academy the week of the No Kings protests. And yeah. And this is all this week. Oh my God, John, that's hilarious. Yeah, they are doing military training from 7P to 4A all week. And we're finding it slightly sus that this is happening over the No Kings protests, which we are already hearing the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, call anti-American. And I'm thinking, dude, we were built on protests. We have the fucking Boston Tea Party. You don't get more patriotic than protests. Tubular, I am about a half hour. Yeah, man behind the curtain's going to start. Yep, there he starts typing. We are Seattle adjacent. He'll give you more details. I myself right now feel safe enough going to the protests that will be happening here in my hometown this weekend. But enough has changed between this one and the first one. And, well, let's see, there was the first No Kings, then there was the Good Trouble. And I was fine, no problem going to those. This weekend, though, I am slightly more nervous. And I will have my phone with me, but I will be turning it off. And this will be staying home, which honestly is one of the things that terrifies me the most because I have POTS. And I wear this more to monitor my heart rate than anything else. So, yeah. Yep, Hazel, you got this. And then once this weekend is over, I am going to start throwing a little more energy into organizing a knit-in somewhere here in the valley to gauge interest. I have also had a couple of people ask me if I would be interested in helping organize one for when, not if, because we know this, the National Guard shows up in Seattle. And I'm like, hell yeah, we will do a knit-in at Seattle Center. I will sit on the grass or... He's snoring. Okay. I will sit on the grass around the fountain or on the grass at the Museum of Pop Culture or any of those. I will happily go sit there in the grass and crochet my heart out. Exactly. Fight for our right to be free. Oh, girl, I covered the fact that they shot a priest in the head in my Bitchin' Witch last night. That has me beyond livid. Because Amy, who is in the conversation here, her dad is an Episcopal priest. Our grandfather was an Episcopal priest. I have many clergy in my extended family and extra extended circle of loved ones. There we go. And there are 3 groups that you do not attack under the Geneva Convention. You don't go after the medics, you don't go after the chaplains, and you don't fuck with the press. And he is doing all 3. Oh yeah, they ruled that the federal government cannot engage, or the federal agents cannot engage with those 3 entities. But they don't give a flying fuck. Oh, apparently they also tried to shoot or threatened to shoot an ambulance driver. Oh my God, I love Daniela. I just got a notification that Daniela, Knitting Cult Lady, has posted a video. And the title of this video is, I'm married to the veteran MAGA wet dreams about, actually. Love him. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. They fucking tear gassed the street to get protesters out of the way so Trump could walk across the street in front of the church and hold a Bible upside down. Mind you, that was the same church where the Episcopal priest, after his inauguration this year, told him to give mercy to the immigrants and the queer community. And he turned around and said that she was awful. So, I am going to say it has been 2 hours. Yeah, he said that she was a left-wing lunatic because she, oh my God, asked him to do unto others as he would have done unto him. Believe she actually quoted that as well. Anyways, my darlings, my dears, my loved ones, my witchlings. It is time to wrap up and get going because I have things I need to accomplish today. So please, let's go out and spread love, spread joy, and spread kindness because there is enough hate and discontent out there. Do we need to add to it? No. Try to be a beacon of light and hope. And then, my darlings, my loves, my sweets, be sure that your loved ones, whether they walk on 2 legs, fly with wings, curl up with fur, glide on scales, or tiptoe on paws and claws, know that they are absolutely precious to you. Those moments slip away far faster than we expect, and those last goodbyes come way too soon. And then please, my witchlings, always, always, always remember, you are loved. You are wanted. You are needed, and your purpose here is real, even if you haven't figured it out. And I will tell you that you will always be welcome here, no matter your race, creed, political affiliation, sexual orientation, or any of that. You treat us with respect, we treat you with respect. I love you guys to bits. Namaste, witchlings.